y'all might be looking and saying, where are you? What is this? This isn't any of your usual backgrounds. It's not. So welcome to a non-traditional, random, but clutch episode of Worship Wednesday. As always, thank you so much for being a part of this journey, and coming back week after week and trusting me with your Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, or any other day of the week by seeing what God is doing in and through my life, but told through a profession of dance. As always, I'm glad you're here, and I'm excited about how I was going to say how the Lord is moving, but it's more than that. It's also just the reminder that he is faithful, like even when the movement doesn't feel tangible, right? So I am in a hotel room. I'm traveling for work, and I did not have the opportunity to shoot before I left home. So I moved the stuff around in the hotel room, and we gonna make it do what it do. After a work event that I had, which is part of the reason why I'm out here. And the reason why I didn't get to shoot before I left is because this weekend was the 7 Last Words spoken word event that I had spoken about for like the last couple weeks. And can I just say that I am so blessed, I am so honored, I am so humbled that God has chosen me, even in moments or seasons where I think the weight is too heavy or the burden is too heavy to kind of power through and persevere through. Like, God just reminds me over and over of his faithfulness and his goodness. And when I feel like I'm really walking in what God has called me to do, or I really feel like I'm doing something that he's equipped me and called me to do, like, it's just a reminder that, like, I'm useful, that I'm his daughter, that, you know, I'm somebody that can be used by him. I am an asset to the kingdom of God. Like, I just really want to make God proud and want to make sure my life means something, and that I really am using what he's given me to impact and change lives for him, right? And so, like, the way God showed up on last Saturday, was just, I honestly still was like, I don't know if I have words. Like, I did like my little thank you post where I posted like my artist photo the day after, and I was like, it's 24 hours later and I still don't really have no words. And to some extent I really don't. Like, I was just awe and reverence and appreciation and gratitude, and like, it just moved so fast. It was a blur, like, but like some of it I remember so vividly and so clearly. It's such a complexing way to feel, right? Which brings me to this week's Worship Wednesday, because I had thought that I was gonna connect the two, and it still is connected, just not in the way that I thought, because I had all these songs that I was like, oh, I could do this song, oh, I could do that song, oh, I could do this song. So I was like, I had all these ideas, right? I had all these ideas, and you know how something happens and you feel it really intensely, and then like a day happens and it's a little less, and a day happens and it's a little less, and so like I still feel those things, but like the weight of his presence and like just being in that atmosphere, it's like, not that it went away, but it's like I never really get to like bask and kind of sit and soak in and be saturated with, you know, a feeling or a reaction, because like I'm always on the run. And like, you know, we talked about this in a couple different videos at this point. Like, I want God to help me to make sure, as I'm extending myself for other people, that I also have the capacity to expand my capacity. So like, if I'm doing all these things for you, God, I don't mind doing things for you, but like I want to be able to do something for me too. And like a part of that is like being able to kind of sit with my stuff, which is why, or one of the reasons why I carved out time for Worship Wednesday, or have continued to recarve out time for 2025 Worship Wednesday, because I also need time for me, and not just me selfishly, but like me to recoup, me to sit at his feet, me to be restored, and me to kind of be built up to go back out there and do things for his glory, not just for that purpose, but also to spend time with him. So like, I'm developing intimacy, and in that building capacity, I also want to build my discernment to make sure I'm using my capacity correctly, right? And so I also think this is part trauma response, but like, I just kind of jump to the next thing. And like, so I have a quick short-term memory. So it's like, I feel it, I experience it, I go through it, but then like, I'm really on to the next thing, like, because I don't know, I just don't sit in anything for too much. And like, in bad situations and like trauma situations and sad situations, it's beneficial because like, I can just power through and do the next indicated thing. But like, in a situation where I want to soak it up and I want to enjoy it and I want to bask in it, it sucks because I feel like, oh, well, that happened fast, you know? And so, as I'm powering through the rest of the week, I had to, pack, and I had to get some stuff that was like work related to prep for my trip and to get ready for my trip. And then I packed, and then I flew out, and then, I worked and whatever. I've been doing the things, so here we are on Wednesday, and Saturday feels like it was so long ago, and it hasn't even been a week. It's been like essentially like half of a week. So like, how do I feel like it's so far gone? And so I'm sitting with that and I'm thinking about that. And so like, I'm laying in an empty hotel room with the opportunity to sit here and think about my feelings, and not necessarily feeling like I still feel the same feelings with the same intensity as Saturday, and being like, dang, like, when am I going to be able to sit in something that I enjoy so much that I don't feel like I missed it, right? And I was like, well, Elise, this isn't not what you thought, but how you thought you were going to approach Worship Wednesday. But maybe that's something to talk about, or maybe that's something to think about, like being able to really sit with the glory, the power, the presence of God when it comes to visit you, and not take that opportunity for granted. And so I was kind of thinking about that last night, kind of praying on it last night. And I was like, all right, Lord, well, if you want me to like kind of address this topic or have this conversation, like, please just help me connect it with a song. I went to sleep singing the song, and it's ironic because I do have a potential dance playlist, and sometimes these songs, I had one for last Worship Wednesday, and now I have a 2025 version, and like, looking at my last playlist, like, there's songs that never got used, and it's just like, it just didn't pan out that way. And so like, I had ultimately thought that this was going to be one of the songs, like when I first heard it, I really wanted to dance to it, but I could never find a way to connect it, because I don't ever want to force a context video, because if God's gonna speak. He doesn't need my help, right? He might use me as a vessel to deliver whatever this experience is, but like, he doesn't need my help to try and make the connection. He makes the connection. And so I had made some resolve, like, well, maybe I just won't end up using this song, but it's still a song that I like, and I listen to the Worship Wednesday playlist just as a playlist. Like, I'm not gonna take it off. But then I went to sleep last night singing that song. So the song is called Slow Me Down. And I think originally, like, out of fear of being stuck in some of the things that are going on in this season, I was like, I don't want to sing Slow Me Down because I don't want to stay here. Like, I don't want to stay in this period, in this season, in this moment. Some of these moments, like, I don't want to stay here. So why would I sing that? Like, and so I think what gave me peace around it this time was, but it wasn't about like the outside circumstances or the outside factors. It was about, slow me down so I can stay with you. Like, slow me down so that I stay in your presence. Slow me down so that I don't want to miss what you're saying or miss what you're doing. Or if you show up differently than how I expected you to, I want to be able to know. If you speak to me in a way that I'm not accustomed to or that I'm not used to, I don't want to miss it. If the ever small voice ends up being a whisper and the world is loud, slow me down so that I can key in on that whisper, like slow me down. And so the outro kind of bridge type deal at the end of the song says, slow me down, keep my eyes off of what's around. Your spirit is moving here and now. I don't want to miss your presence. Not in a rush. I'd rather wait. Now I'm drawing a blank. It's also really late and I've had a long work week. I'm skipping 2 lines. But then it says, tomorrow's calling, but today I don't want to miss your presence. And so, like, with that notion, it's like, tomorrow's calling, like, I have other things to do. I have other places to be. I have other responsibilities. I have whatever's the next thing, you know, whether that's a work responsibility or a home responsibility, whether it's something for Love Series, whether it's something for me, whether it's something for Allie R, like the artist and the creative part of me, whether it's something for a friend. Like, I have other things, but like, tomorrow is calling, and it's always gonna call, because nothing is ever finished. Like, as soon as I finish with one thing, something else, you know, needs my attention or requires, you know, my time. And that's fine, because I want to be able to serve and I want to be able to live out and be who God has called me to be. Like, ultimately, really, I do. But at the same time, tomorrow's calling, but today, right now, I'm in this moment right now. And it's funny because one of my friends, hey girl, had just said to me, like, I just love how, you know, like, you still stick with these videos. Like, you go to post, like, no matter what. And I was like, no. I was like, well, for me, it's like, if I can make sure I'm carving out time to call this person back, to call that person back, to run this errand, to do this favor, to watch this, to do that, like, I'm always doing something for somebody else. Like, if I can find time or carve out time to do all of these things, I could post a silly little video. And she goes, your videos aren't silly. Yeah, they're not. I take them seriously, you know? But I don't mean silly in terms of, like, I want to minimize it, but I mean silly in terms of, like, out of all the things that God has done for me, out of all the things that God will do for me, all the things that God is, like, just without his doing or his giving, like, just about his character and his attributes, out of all the vastness and the grandiose and the reverence that he does, the reverence that he is deserving of. Like, out of all these things, if a video is what he needs from me today, if a video is what he needs from me in this moment, then I'm gonna give him the video. Why wouldn't I give him the video? It is in the grand scheme of the Alpha and the Omega, the living God, the am that I am, like, in the realm of who God is, the omnipresent, the like, all the things that God is to me, my provider, my healer, the God who sees, my protector, my banner, like, out of all the things that God is and all the ways that God has revealed himself to me specifically, right? If it's a 15 to 20, maybe 25-minute video, yeah, it's a silly little video. In the grand scheme of him, it's a silly little video. And if I can find a way to still give him honor where honor is due, then I'm gonna do that. Whether that means it ain't Wednesday where I'm at, but it's Wednesday somewhere else. Whether that means I had to shoot it all in one day, or whether that means I was bulk shooting and had 3-4 videos queued up. And so that way I was able to, you know, pace them out so that I could take care of other responsibilities, like, whatever that looks like, as long as I'm still honoring God, first and foremost, honoring this commitment and being, like, genuine and authentic in my approach. However it has to get done is how it has to get done. And genuinely believing God that he equips me to get it done. So for that, I'm grateful. I just I don't want to overlook or miss opportunities to look at life with gratitude. I don't want to miss out on what God's doing and where God is moving because I couldn't sit still long enough to do it. And so I'm thankful and I'm grateful. And I want to be able to say that he slowed me down for me to see him. And not necessarily to use my peripheral and look at the scenic route and see what else is going on, but like for him, I want to be slowed down for him. I was gonna show y'all, but it's actually in the boxes under this. Somebody just got me a gift. It's a Bible study for Black women, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm really excited about it because it gives me another way, another opportunity, another avenue to seek God, spend some time with him. And maybe that is an extension of him slowing my life down a little bit so that I can spend time with him, because I don't want to miss his presence. And I just pray that whatever your responsibility list looks like, whatever your demands are, no matter what your plate looks like, that you make time for him, and that he continues to impress upon you so that your resolve is that you don't want to miss his presence, because his presence is worth it. And I'm just thankful for him, thankful for that. Yeah. So now I'm gonna go edit this video and post it because prayerfully, I pray that something that I said or some movement that you saw gives you something to talk about with God today. I pray that you can take it a step further and share with others the reason as to why you believe, what God has done to slow you down so that you can see his presence. How did he reveal himself to you when you needed him? So you can share so people understand the reason as to why you believe. If I said anything that does not align with the word or the character of God, I pray that it gets cast away into the sea of forgetfulness, never to be seen from or heard from again, and that you charge it to the fact that I ramble and not the heart of my Father. Lord willing, I will see you back here next week. This has been your weekly episode of Worship Wednesday. Oh, I meant to say this in the beginning. It's been a lot going on. I didn't remember. But so last week actually is posted, right? But it doesn't show up on YouTube because like your video is invisible in some regions. And so normally that doesn't bother me because where I'm at has never proved to be an issue. But it doesn't show up because my YouTube account and my general regular email is not the same. So I follow myself so I can always see what other people are seeing. And it never showed up for me. So if you're wondering, Worship Wednesday was posted last week. And if you want to see it, you're going to have to catch it on Facebook. Because for whatever reason, YouTube wasn't having it. But prayerfully, that doesn't continue to happen. Because everybody deserves the opportunity to hang out with me on a Wednesday. Lord willing, I'll be back here again next week. And I'll be back home too. So thank you for this beautiful segue, this new location. And also watching me dance in a hotel room. And trying not to be loud because I wasn't sure if people were under me. But the Lord will still be glorified. And I love y'all.